In this video, you will learn how to clear the text box on a web page. First, I will demonstrate what the problem is, then I will show you a couple different solutions in the right way to clear text box on the web page. Let's just go on and head over to Google. So first, let's take a look at the problem. When you go to fill out a text box on a web page, generally you are appending the text within the text box. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. I'm going to use the type text command and just type my query and press run. So it types my query, but watch what happens when I press run again. It types it again. I'm going to click out of the text box now so it's not selected and press it again. And as you can see, it's now appending my query to the text box over and over. You may be thinking that clearing the text box is as simple as dragging the nothing function into the type text command. However, because type text is actually appending the text within the text box, if we use the nothing function, then it will not clear the text box. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. I'm just going to duplicate this and then put a stop script so we don't continue typing. I'm then going to change this to be nothing and press run. And let's see what happens. I'll click away, press run. As you can see that the text box got selected, but it didn't change the text to be nothing. What's happening here is that we were actually just appending nothing within the text box. And because we were appending nothing, it's not actually clearing the text box. At this point, we do have a couple of options, and I'll show you the first method, which is not the right method, but you may not know about it, and so I just want to show you it real quick anyway. One thing we can do is, once again, I'm just going to copy this and drag the stop script. And one thing we can do is we can actually type open bracket and then backspace in all caps, and then a closed bracket. And watch what this does. It'll actually send a backspace to the text box. So I'm going to click away from the text box and hit run. And as you can see, it's backspacing. So that's pretty cool. It's not really a good solution for our problem, but I think that most people probably didn't know that. So I wanted to show you it real quick anyway. One other thing you can do is you can put two backspaces next to each other, like so. And now we're backspacing twice at a time. So while that's pretty cool, and you may one day find a use for it, it's not actually the correct way to clear a text box. So the correct way to clear a text box is to use the change attribute command. When we use the change attribute command, we can change the value of the attribute. In this case, we would want to change the value of the text box. So once again, I'm going to take the stop script and put it up top here. And we're going to use the change attribute command. Now I can use the element selector to find my element, and the attribute we want to change in this case is actually the value. So now what we can do is we can put nothing as the new attribute value. Hit OK, press run, and as you can see, it clears it. So I'm now going to type in my query a few more times. I'm going to click away from the text box, I'm going to press run, or we can type my query a few times and we can leave the text box to be selected this time. I'm going to press run, and there you go, it's clearing it for us. Because we are changing the value of the value attribute, we're not actually appending text in the text box. Instead, we are replacing it, or you could say we are changing it, which is why it's called change attribute. So when we set the value of the value attribute to be nothing, it will clear the text box for us. So I hope you learned something in this video. I just wanted to make this real quick for you. How to clear a text box, just use change attribute. If it's a text box, it's probably going to be the value attribute. And so I know this was a short video, but I hope you like it. If you learned something, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.